What's going on, y'all? Last video I showed you guys, one, my car's being vandalized. The police department is utilizing these civilians to harass me, vandalize my vehicle, my front window. I'm gonna go right into how these folks are following me, having Freemasons show up wherever I'm at. They're definitely tracking me somehow, and caused me to have a car accident as a recent. Okay, you're gonna clearly see in the video the car. Notice I'm hitting on the street. Because the way they do it, they send multiple of these people from opposite direction, from the direction coming towards me, cars in front of me. It's like, this is so absurd on what this society has become with these secret societies and these Masonic devils, trying to persecute and set traps on God's people and, people of Christ. But I'm gonna go right into it. Show you the actual accident itself, and then the very next day, the police department blocks off both sides of the street as I'm leaving, waiting for me to leave, pretty much. And as I leave, like, block my way and make it obvious that they're tracking what other car I was gonna be in going forward as my car was to get fixed. Okay, I seen right through the tinted windows the police officer recording me on his phone. Okay, right October 9th, just a few days ago, I'm minding my business. I forgot a phone charger upstairs. I had to come back upstairs. On my way into my building, a car drive by yelling craziness out his window. I don't know him from a hole in the wall. Okay, when I get back downstairs, I got my stepson in the back seat. When I get downstairs and I'm leaving, I had a whole nother car, people again I don't know, from a hole in the wall, lower their window as I'm reversing into going on straight, talking crazy, harassing me, threatening me, talking about they was gonna put hands on me. Okay, and they caused a scene, right? On all of a sudden, cars just come and it just block off the thing, and people starting to record. Okay. So what they're doing is using civilians to cause a situation, not only to get me locked up, because they want to mess up my life. You know what I mean? And they want to silence me, and especially as a recent that I'm speaking up on what's really happening and been happening for years. So they're using these demonic monkeys that they have to simply start and provoke with me on an everyday basis, right? They have my neighbors upstairs. I'm going to show you in there, taunting regularly, throwing devil's signs like I showed you, right? A police officer knocked on my door like the very next day from when these people were downstairs harassing, okay, with the last name of the people that moved upstairs, pretending that they were going to tow somebody's vehicle upstairs. You know what I mean? But all he wanted to do was to get me on camera. I'm going to show you all these things. I'm going to go right into it. You know what I mean? Because I want to get straight to the point with this. But this is out of line. Like, they crossing the line and they're utilizing these people in authority, a position of power and authority to try to target me in some form of way, in every kind of way, honestly. And it's all to interrupt my peace right here where I'm living. So I want to show you guys, all right, how this looks. I'm gonna just drive slowly as I record this, right? And how the stop sign is hidden on this side. Look how the tree is covering the stop sign. If two cars are in front of you, you can't see it. The word stop on the floor, the paint is worn off completely. Again, if two cars are in front of you, you can't see that stop sign. But most importantly, I'm being stalked and harassed, threatened, and followed by Freemasons every day. You see this guy right here? Going in the opposite direction from us initially. When we get on the street, he decides to U-turn. Not only did he U-turn, but he also went all the way to the right where you can't see the stop sign, along with it being hidden behind the tree branches. Second car going there. This guy is speeding down here, and that's what caused the accident. August 24th. Again, I'm going to show you guys that. So he's going initially that way. Then he decides to U-turn when we coming down that street. Wednesday, August 24th. Look how slow he goes and gets all the way to the right, completely blocks off the stop sign along with the second vehicle. We attempting to go straight. This guy speeds up and the train, and there you go, and the collision happens there. The very next day after the car accident, Union City Police blocks off both sides of the streets as I'm leaving, right? Number one thing, what I do want to emphasize on, the detective was recording me right through the tinted windows. As he got close, I saw. But it was only to let people know in their code what car I was now driving and since my car was crashed. All right, so y'all saw one on the video how the dude was going straight, turns all, you makes a total U-turn as soon as I get on the block. That person and along with the person that was in front of me, they both block off the stop sign. We attempt to just go straight. No cars were initially coming, and this car speeds up out of nowhere and causes us to collide. You also saw how the first little video clip showed one police car on one side of the corner, the other police car on the opposite side of the corner. You know what I mean? It's like, it's crazy to me, you know what I mean? Because all of these, like I mentioned, these Masonic people are having different chapters in different city, and they all in communication, targeting me in a real crazy way. So they know what car I'm now in, as my car was getting fixed and all of the above. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna go right into like my car being keyed. Like they're keying my car when my motion camera doesn't catch them. I showed you in the last video them vandalizing my car, attempting to pull license plate out. You're gonna see also, I'm gonna show you this police officer that I mentioned knock on my door pretending that they were gonna tow somebody's car upstairs, that they quote unquote was ringing the bell and they wasn't answering. And I still did, regardless, and I know that these folks do sorcery on me every day because they hover over me as I'm in this apartment. Wherever I am, every morning when I wake up, they're throwing beads on the floor and all kind of stuff. But they also taught me in my cameras, their moms stand right next to my door for no reason, pretending. And I know it's all about witchcraft. Like these folks are all part of this secret society. God got them though, right? Because God sees everything, right? And I'm God's child. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, it's just I'm gonna just go right into when that cop showed up, because the only reason he showed up was to record me. The day before, they purposely had these civilians start with me, 2 different cars, didn't know either or of them. You know what I mean? To really cause a physical altercation. The same way they try to use the last neighbor that they replaced with this devil that lives upstairs now. Yeah, man. I got a Masonic lodge 2 buildings down. This is what they're trying to do. They're utilizing these people all combined every day to try to steal my peace. And just get me in a bad situation, bro. And I'm having to do these videos when I normally wouldn't do things like this, to defend myself, to speak up for myself. Because if this continues and I do have to put somebody in their pocket and in their place, because this is not going to continue where folks is just threatening my life and, you know what I mean, saying things just out of this world as I'm minding my business and don't speak to a soul or bother anybody. But I'm gonna go right into it, show you how my car's getting keyed and this police officer interaction. Watch how I still maintain my cool, even though I know he was there. Peep his Masonic beads that he had, his little witchcraft things around his wrist, and how he had shades on so that I can't read them. All right?
Look. A vehicle needs to be moved. They're doing construction. They came back to his apartment, 512.
3rd floor?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I did. I knock. I don't see nobody. You don't know that person? You don't have the phone number?
I don't know them people.
Okay, because I don't want their vehicle to get towed. That's the reason why I'm here making a notification. But if not, their car's gonna get towed.
All right, so you saw right away that they keyed, our black little Jeep that we have, right? That's the car we was riding in while our car was getting fixed. Our primary car was getting fixed. You saw a few minutes into the video how police blocked off both sides of the streets the day after, literally the day after the accident, and record, right, what car we was driving and all of the above. Second thing you saw is when the police officer that rang my bell and I went downstairs, had his body cam on and he had his phone right here, also recording, I'm sure. You know what I mean? And the purpose of him was showing up is simply not to ask me about somebody's car was getting towed, but to get me on video for his higher ups, for his boss, or whatever the case is, because they're all Masonic, they're all against me and targeting me. So I still let dude know whatever, that his car was gonna get towed. But the purpose of him really showing up was simply because the day before, they had these people harassing, threatening me, and caused a situation where it could have went into a physical altercation simply because these people are lowering their windows, starting with me for no reason. Threatening me, harassing, all of the above. And it was two different cars in the midst of 5 minutes. So it's like, I know they having people driving by my building and the apartment I live in regularly. So the purpose of that was simply that, because they had people record me has the situation almost turned physical. All they're doing right now is trying to target me, all right? These police departments here in Union City are sending people to vandalize my vehicle, vandalize my windows. So that's my front window, like I showed you guys in the prior video. All right, I'm about to show you right away the not the new car, but the vehicle I got back from the auto shop after being in a car accident already got keyed as well. Okay, the car was perfectly in 100% brand new condition all over again. And they're doing this purposely to me, bro. And I have to speak out. I'm gonna show you that, but then I'm also gonna show you these people taunting as they on their way up, throwing their thumbs up. It's really because they know that the police department, that police officer had the same last name as them upstairs. So I know for a fact that the police is controlling these people here. All these Masonic, higher ranking Masonic people are controlling these people. One, to provoke, to entice, to do all of this, to force me into a situation. I'm going to go right into showing you that. And I'm going to just show you all the taunting and all of it. But I'm also going to mention that right after the situation on October 9th, the day before that police officer knocked on my door, police showed up right away, literally 5 minutes later. And the officer that showed up was the one that illegally arrested me a year ago on June 14th, that I had a whole year of having to show up to court and the whole nine. All right. So it's like they were purposely doing it and showing me in my face, right, that one, the police officer never was like disciplined for that, but just letting me know that they control the streets out here. They control these people. They control these Masonic devils, and they're getting away with hiding it and being disguised by utilizing these people like pawns, and they in the back scene pretending they're officers. So I'm gonna go right into it. Look, I just got this car fixed, and they already keyed this car too. Right by the window, by the windshield. You know what I'm saying? This shit is getting out of hand, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Look, this is these people keying my car. You know what I mean? park my car across the street. In many cases, I have cameras, but I have motion cameras. And these people are purposely keying my vehicle. You know what I mean? All right, so I showed you guys all the taunting that these folks are doing. I showed you that the cop car that drove by right after that incident when them folks was threatening and harassing and trying to force a physical altercation. The police officer that had drove by literally 2 minutes later was that officer that illegally arrested me. I'm gonna go right into show you guys how big this situation is, right? Where Freemasons are showing up wherever I am, from police officers to actual civilians, part of these Masonic cults, ambulances, firefighters, all of the above, right? There's many times where these folks are that seriously, they'll drive right behind me for a minute when I get the opportunity, when I purposely move to the side so they could go in front of me so I could record them. I'm gonna show you when I was in a bank. I was actually in a bank and they parked the ambulance there. And the whole point of the ambulance aspect of it is, one, they're all Masonic. Two, is to remind me when I was held against my will after being a victim and being jumped by random people, like what I'm experiencing right now that happened a few years ago, right? Random people jumped me that I didn't know from a hole in the wall. I fall into a hospital and they held me against my will because even the hospital was Masonic. You know what I mean? And also that ambulance that you're gonna see from the bank when I was sitting in the bank is I had just went to the emergency room in that same hospital. And honestly, these folks were Freemasons in that hospital. And there was Freemason stickers on cars that were parked outside of that hospital. So it's just bugged out to me, you know what I'm saying? Like where it's like I'm being taunted, I'm being provoked, and they use so many people that are part of these Masonic cults. Like, and I think that a lot of people are really unaware that are in the dark, but there are also a whole lot of people that are aware that have been secretly recruited in the last few years. But I'm gonna go right into it. I'll show you guys cars high beaming me as they drive by me on a regular basis. High beaming me when it turns dark out. Harassing, threatening, and provoking is what these folks are doing. This cop all of a sudden is riding in the same highway as us. Right? True, I just looked at a nigga's eyes and this nigga's like some African sorcerer. Ambulances purposely come behind me following, showing up where I am. The ambulance showed up right by where I'm the bank is where I went to the emergency room. The Freemason stickers on that car was parked right outside the hospital. I show y'all the ambulances, the cops, that they'll follow me. I move to the side. Every time the ambulance or the cops is like behind me purposely, I purposely move to the side and record them. Now, I also showed you cars that this happens on a regular, where it could be daytime like you clearly saw and they high beaming me. nighttime, all the time. They hobby me purposely to get under my skin, and it's just one of the tactics. It's that, like, it's a lot of folks that are showing up where I am, and to just let everyone know, right? I'm not the only one that's being targeted. I'm just happen to be blessed by Christ to know and experience certain things at a different level from most. There's many people that are being targeted and don't even know. And how they normalizing this thing right now is that they made so many people be part of these Masonic cults secretly for the last few years that a lot of people are being forced. One, they're demonically possessed, all of them. You know what I mean? But they're being forced to do what their elites are telling them to do. They'll target whoever. This is how mandates of vaccines and all kind of stuff is being implemented in today's society, because they control all of these people with fear. You know what I mean? And they themselves know what they're doing and how many people are targeting God's people, that they themselves are being feared to be in a similar situation. But this is what it is, you know what I mean? I'm being gang stalked, I'm being harassed, provoked, threatened on a regular, you know what I mean? And this has to be my formal way to speak up, because it's like even down to my social media and all of it. They control everyone's social media. They blame it an algorithm and all of it, but it's they control who's getting the money. They control who they allowed to get into a certain tax bracket. But most importantly, they control the people targeting me, and they control judges, lawyers, police officers, fire departments, hospitals, doctors, ambulances, all of the above at this point. So, again, man, my name is Frank Burgos. This is what I'm facing right now, and this is what I'm encountering daily as I'm being targeted. God bless.